our deep stretch class here on Thursday, 10 a.m. My name is Melissa. I'm HealthWare's registered dietitian and personal trainer. Welcome if you're watching live with me at 10 or the recorded version here on Facebook or on YouTube later on. Today, deep stretching. We're going to do pretty much all of our stretching on the floor today. We'll start with a little bit of a dynamic stretch series and then take it down to our floor, so you'll need a mat. We're doing lots of deep, long stretches today, so be prepared for that. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Let's do it. I'm gonna get our music started. Alrighty, just a little bit of quiet music. We're gonna start by tilting the head, nice and gentle. Starting with our dynamic stretching, meaning we're moving through the stretch. We're not holding the stretch just yet. We will get there in a few moments. Now I want you to look down and up. Look down, nice and slow it down. And then take it up a little slower with this one. And take it down. Being careful with that neck. Good. Now look side to side. Nice and slow. Gently stretching out that neck. Good. Now I don't think, reach overhead. I don't think you can see my hand quite, but we're reaching overhead. It's up there, I promise. Stretching through the torso, through the obliques, the lats. Keep going. Relaxing. Now take that arm across. Good. Working on our flexibility today, mellowing out a little bit. All right, now to the rib cage. I want you to contract the abs and then release through. Contract and release through. Good. Couple more of these. Are you popping your spine when you do this? Now, let's pedal our feet. Little pedal and pedal. Lifting up through that ankle. Warming up those legs a little bit for our stretches. We've got a lot of leg stretches to do today. Good, keep going. I want you to take those feet apart, little knee isolation. And make sure you've got your mat handy. We're headed there next. Good. Go ahead and have a seat all the way down. Actually, we're headed to our hands and knees here at the beginning. Hands and knees. So like I said at the beginning, we're doing a lot of long stretching today, okay? A little bit extra deep stretching. So on the hands and knees, feet on the floor. I want you to press those hips back. And we're just gonna sit back into it. Head on the floor. Relax here, stretching through the shoulders. Keep going. All right, go ahead and bring it up to the hands and knees. And I want you to arch your back. So here we go, arch up, hold it there. And now release it down, tailbone and face up. Good, we're gonna do that again. Go ahead, arch it up. Like I said, longer holds today. Go ahead and release it. Letting those abdominal muscles stretch out. Nice. Go ahead and now neutral. Sit back into that child's pose again. Stretching out. Reach those fingertips forward. Forehead on the mat. And relax into it. Go ahead and bring it back up to neutral now. And go ahead and have a seat. I want you to take it all the way back, actually. All the way to your back. We're going to be doing some leg stretching. Lots of it on our backs. All the way down, rest that head on the floor. If you need a towel or a strap to reach your legs, this is the time that you may need it while we're here on our back. Go ahead and extend those legs out, reach those arms overhead, full body stretch. Reach fingertips to feet. Good, stretch it out. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Good. Bring those feet up. And I want you to extend both legs overhead. And one at a time, I want you to lower one leg down. Just leave that leg down though. We're going to stretch this side first. Straight leg gripping behind the calf or the hamstring, not on the knee. And we're going to just hold it right here. Stretching out the back of that leg. Straight leg. So if you can't reach your leg very well, this is where you would use a towel or a strap over your foot, the bottom of your foot, help with the stretch. Good. Now with this leg, I want you to bend the knee, pull it in towards the chest. Keep holding. Keep going. Feeling that stretch into the glute, the low back, hips. Now release it slightly. And I want you to take it across the body. Gentle. Gentle twist through the spine. A little pressure on that knee to keep it in place. You can open your opposite arm. Keep going. Make sure you're taking deep breaths, not shallow breaths. Deep breathing. All right, go ahead and bring this back to the center. Give it another little hug in towards the chest. All right, release it slightly. And I want you to take your other leg. Bend that foot flat on the floor. Take the leg we've been stretching, open that knee outward, and place your ankle on top of your quad. From here, gripping behind the hamstring, I want you to pull towards your chest. Or, if that's good enough of a stretch for you, you leave it right there. You could also wrap a towel or a strap around your leg, pulling it in towards the chest. You're going to feel this through the hip of that knee that's opened out. You'll feel it through the hip and through the glute. Almost there. Go ahead and set that leg back down, uncross, and straight leg all the way up, extend the lower leg. One last stretch, back of the leg here, before we switch to our other leg. Long stretches today. These long stretches allow time for your muscles to really sink into that stretch, to release. Rather than moving through them really quickly, we want to hold the long stretches. So we're really working on that today. Go ahead and let that leg float back down to the floor, and let's bring up our other leg. Straight leg up. We're going to do all our stretches on this side. Straight leg. This leg is not loosened up yet. Does it feel tighter? And again, you can have a towel or strap around the bottom of your foot if you need a little extra support with this stretch. Try not to grip it behind the knee. Make sure it's behind the upper leg or the lower leg. Keeping that leg straight. Go ahead and bend that knee, pull it in towards the chest, hold it there. Feeling that stretch through that low back, the glute, the hip. Nice. Release that slightly and go ahead and take it across the body. Gentle twist through the spine. You should feel this into the low back gently, as well as into the glute and that outer leg. Opposite arm opening out, and hold it right here. Gentle pressure on that hand. Go ahead and bring that leg back to center. Hug that knee close towards the chest again, holding it there. A little deeper if you can. let's release that slightly. Bend your other leg up, foot firmly planted on the floor. Place that ankle on your opposite quad. Let the knee open up and gently pull towards that chest, or leave it right where it was if that's where your flexibility is today. The side is harder for me to stretch. Do your best. Extend overhead, bottom leg reaches back down. Giving one more little gentle stretch of the back leg here. A little deeper perhaps, you can this time. Go ahead, let that leg float all the way back down. From here, go ahead and help yourself to a seated position. Round yourself up. Fix your hair. Seated position is where we're headed, all right? Okay, feet out in front, a little bend in those knees, sitting up tall. We're gonna hit our arms a little bit. So take one arm across the body, cradling it with your opposite arm, stretching through the upper back and the shoulder. Sitting up tall. Keep holding. You may even feel this a little bit into your neck, stretching out that neck, and that's okay. Let's switch. Other side, cradling that arm. Right now, both arms reach overhead, big stretch through that upper body, opening those ribs. Take deep breaths. Keep going, sitting up tall. Go ahead and bend on your elbows. Gently grip with your opposite hand. Stretching out the triceps, the back of the arm. Gently pulling in towards midline. Let's switch to our other side. Gently gripping that elbow, pulling towards midline. Back of the arm into the shoulder, stretching. All right, go ahead and lower those arms down. Behind the body, I want you to clasp the hands. I'm going to turn to this side so you can see. Clasp those hands down low, and we're going to open through the chest. Keep holding. Alrighty, go ahead and release those out. Extend your legs out in front of the body. Now we're going to do a forward fold here. We've already stretched the back of our legs quite a bit. We're going to give them a little extra, a little bit different than when we were lying on our backs. Reach wherever you're comfortable, whether it's your feet, your shins, your quads, the floor, just not on top of your knees, okay? Stretching it out, taking deep breaths. Every time you exhale, try to get a little bit closer to those legs. All right, bring it up slightly. And I want you to really flex your feet. Pull those toes back. Use your hands if you need to. Stretching out those calves a little bit deeper. You should feel this stretch deepen in your lower legs as you flex those feet. Pull them back. Alrighty, go ahead and sit all the way back up. I want you to take those feet slightly apart now, sitting up tall on those sit bones, and we're going to reach forward from here, wherever your flexibility level is today. And you'll be feeling this stretch through your hips and your hamstrings. Excuse me. And into your inside thighs as well. Choking on my own saliva. All right, reaching forward a little more if you can. If you can, elbows down to the floor or using just your hands where you were. Leaning forward. Keep holding. Good. Release off of that pressure just a little bit. And we're going to walk our hands over to one side. So you'll feel the stretch deepen in your hips, in your inside thighs. Try to keep both sit bones on the floor. Hands, if that's where you're at, stretching flexibility-wise, or down to your elbows if you like. Keep holding. Try to keep those legs straight best as you can. All right, walk those hands back to center and we're headed the other way. Wherever your flexibility level is here, elbows or up on the hands. And again, trying to keep those sit bones on the floor. Go ahead and walk your hands back to center. One last time, reach them out forward, wherever your flexibility level is now, perhaps a little deeper. Taking deep breaths in and out. Walk those hands back up, torso all the way back up. Bring your feet a little bit closer together and then bend your knees, and we're actually going to tilt our knees to one side. So kind of a staggered sitting position. This move is not for everybody. We're just pressing that hip forward, trying to stretch out that hip flexor and into the quad. Go ahead, release. Let's switch to our other side. Gotta get both sides. Slight tuck of that pelvis, pressing the hips forward to stretch out that front of the body. Front of the leg into the quad, the hip. And go ahead and release that out. And we made it. That was all of our stretching for today. Boy, that went by quickly. Let me know if you liked these longer stretching holds that we did today. Typically, we've gone through our stretches a little bit faster, but sometimes it's nice to just hold these stretches for a longer amount of time. Do it a little more relaxing, I think. Let me know what you think. Thank you again, everybody, for joining me live or a recorded version later on here on Facebook or YouTube. I will see you all next time. Happy Friday Eve.